What up, geeks, and welcome to another installment of
GEEK HUNT.
Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to...
And geeks, gamers, collectors, vintage toy buyers, Pokemon lovers, and everyone in between. Today, we are at McKay's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Not exactly too sure of the exit. It's off of I-75. McKay's has been a installment in Chattanooga culture for a long time. McKay's first opened about 50 years ago in North Carolina, so it's been around for quite a long time. I know I've been coming here since I was a very small child with a dear friend of mine. We've been coming for a very long time. How long have you been coming to McKay's?
Probably sometime around my college times, so like 2018. We were told about it by some other guys in college, and they're like, hey, check out the store.
McKay's is huge in Chattanooga. It's a place that pretty much everybody's heard of or been to at least one time. They sell secondhand books, movies, games, toys, pops. Obviously, pops and anything that you collect, pops are going to be there. But anything that you can think about buying that you would want secondhand, McKay's is going to have. You can bring your items here and sell them for a quick buck or in-store credit. They give you more in-store credit typically than they do cash, so you can turn around and buy some more things. So, without further ado, we're going to go in. We're going to do our hunting. We're going to be going on our profit scale like last time. We're going to see if we can turn around and make a profit. Not for sale. We don't really do the reselling in these videos, but we are going to see if the items that we get are more valuable than what we spend, if that makes sense. So anything that you might be looking for specifically before we go in?
I do got my eyes on some DVDs I'm trying to buy. And
for your personal collection?
For my personal collection, yeah, for sure. There's comic books upstairs, so I'm a big comic collector too. Nothing's particular. It's because it's kind of hard. It's like Grumpy's. You don't know what you really want because it's always open for anything.
Right, and the inventory is always revolving. There are people that are, the parking lot's packed with people that are bringing things in right now to sell. So inventory is constantly changing. There are times I've come one day, come the very next day, and there's so many new things in the store. So without further ado, we're going to walk in and see what we can find. Why do you look so pissed off?
Dude, because I'm going to go broke.
Yeah, so you can buy your like filler bulk cards here. It's 21 bucks. I'm not exactly too sure how many cards are in there, but it's just a bunch of random bulk cards, probably your commons and uncommons. But if you're trying to like complete a set or whatever, I think that's not a bad deal. It's something that I would buy for sure.
So we found a Black Widow figure. It's $8, but if you get it carded, they go up to like 30 bucks. It's not a bad price if you're just collecting Marvel Legend figures and you want to complete like the original, what's it called, Golden Era or Silver Age of comic book characters. Pretty decent. So I found these, those who know, these were the Marvel Universe figures. There used to be 3-inch figures of Marvel characters. Some of them actually go for pretty good penny. Like there's a Punisher one that I wanted. I think now it's like 30 bucks and carded. So these are pretty cool. This one don't count, but there's even a Captain America. Pretty cool stuff. So people from the 80s, they probably seen a movie called Basket. I think it's called Basket. But anyways, long story short, there's a guy, and this is his Siamese brother. Like, it's attached to him, and they were separated at birth, and he keeps him in a basket. It's like a horror movie. I have never ever seen this. That's super rare.
So this is actually the first time I've seen a graded card at McKay's. It's CGC, it's not PSA, but CGC is still a big one. $10 for a Gem Mint CGC 10. I think I might be taking this home with me. So a throwback to the old video, we found a Star Wars Episode 1 Mace Windu figure with a Comtech chip. Fans of the old video would realize and kind of recognize what those are. We were a little confused, but you put them in a Comtech reader and it gives you a line from the movie. Collector's edition still in plastic for just the official music of the Star Wars trilogy, all three, for the first, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Pretty cool. It's awesome to see it like still in plastic. $15, that's not a bad price. Mm-mm.
So unironically, this is one of my favorite comic books. It's not even worth anything. I think I overpaid it at our local comic book store. But basically, it's just Superman. He gets banished from Earth. Something's like some mind trick from Brainiac, and he goes to space. And that little contraction is what helps him breathe in space. He can use it every sporadically. I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool because like the narrator talks about how he's destined to be alone because he hurts the people he loves. Pretty badass. I like it.
So a lot of the old-timey, like long-time McKay's fans know that the comic section used to not be as extensive as it is now. It extends all the way down there to down there. But they just, they started buying collections from people and reselling, and now the comic section is probably one of the bigger sections and collections they have here at the store. Okay, so a cool find here. I found an American Psycho comic. This looks like it's book 5 of, I don't know, I'm not too sure. But that's very cool for the cover art. That might be something great to have just for like your personal collection, for like a movie collector or Christian Bale fan specifically. But $250 is not a bad price for that, just for the cover alone.
So a little trivia, those who don't know, after the original trilogy was completed, you got something called Legends, and to some, Dark Empire was their sequel. There's a select comic books. I think there's only 6 comic books that takes events after Return of the Jedi. Those are pretty cool.
What up, geeks? We are back in the studio to go over our items and the value that they hold. You guys saw in the previous clips all the things that we picked up. I know we kind of transitioned and did a little bit of a slideshow on the comics that Edgar picked up. That's because Edgar went ahead and picked them up before we got them filmed. So we're going to show you guys all of that now. We do have a new camera focused at the table, so that way we can get a little bit of a different angle on the items and how they are close up. So let's just get right into it. First things first, the Pokemon card. You know we love Pokemon. It was the Pissimian. It's from the Silver Tempest set, card TG08. It's the full art card. Picked it up for $9.95. That's what we spent on it. Actual value now is about $26. So that was a significant come up and positive increase on value that we've earned on the card. So that was a nice good pickup. Also, what we got is the American Psycho issue 5 comic book. Obviously, you see the price here. We picked this one up for about $2.50. And the value on this is actually $11. We didn't find one that's been sold kind of recently, but the value on what they've been going for has been $11. So that was my total, the total items that I had purchased. I only got the 2, and I know Edgar bought a lot more comics, so I'll let him kind of talk about what he purchased and the value of those.
So to start off, I found the Star Wars. So this was like an Obi-Wan Kenobi run that Marvel did. So it's number 15. I paid $1.95. We haven't seen anything on the listing price, but typically what everybody is selling them for is roughly around the $5 marks. Second one that we were able to locate, let me try to move this out of the way, is the Walking Dead issue 111. It's got a nice artwork of Negan.
I'm guessing that's why you picked it up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, sometimes with these comic books, as you're going to see later, it's all about the artwork.
The whole reason I picked up the American Psycho comic was
for that. No, yeah, for sure. And remember, we saw one that had the Patrick Bateman business card.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, anybody that's a big fan of those movies, that's a good cover to get. Yeah. And this one was $2.75. Good price, very good price. Here we got the...
What was the value on the Walking Dead one?
The Walking Dead one, from what we saw, was $14. $14 on the high end.
Okay.
So then the next ones we found is the Forbidden Kingdom. This is a very limited run of comic books that came out from Eastern Comics.
I've never heard of it in my life.
Exactly. I mean, not a lot of people know about them. I certainly didn't. I thought the cover art was super awesome, very, very detailed. Believe it or not, it's a black and white comic book throughout the pages. The only color we have is in the front cover, and I believe also in the back. But obviously, you're not going to be able to tell because it's boarded.
Yeah.
So this is number 1. So this is the first one of the Forbidden Kingdom series, and this one typically goes for, from what we saw, was $10. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. The other one is the same series, but number 7. Again, the artwork's pretty dope. You got your main character, and then you obviously some protagonist, like love interest or something. We got them for 90 cents, both a piece. And again, it's kind of hard to tell because not a lot of people know about these comics, so it's kind of hard to really...
Very niche.
Yeah. So I'm basing it off of the $10 that we saw for the first one, for sure.
Yeah, I think when we looked also online, we saw that they were being paired together. The Forbidden Kingdom comics aren't ones that we see sold individually. People aren't trading individual comics for Forbidden Kingdom. They're kind of being sold together as an entire set. Mm-hmm. So were those the only ones you picked up?
These were the only ones, yes.
Yeah, so I think if our mental math is correct, we spent a total of $18.95 for all these items, and our total value earned is at about $40. So a little bit more of a come up on the other ones. Yeah. Like I said, and Edgar can kind of attest, we don't collect this stuff and pick this stuff up for resale. Mm-hmm. We kind of pick it up and, to kind of keep, we're just giving you a bit of a value input. So you guys kind of get an idea of the small treasures that we find along the way. So final takes. Edgar, I'll let you go first. What was it? What was your final take from the McKay's trip?
The McKay's trip, obviously, we did not spend that much money, and thank God, because honestly, there's been days that we've gone and you've seen me spend.
I'll blow a paycheck at McKay's. Exactly. I'll blow a paycheck at McKay's. It's easy.
And dude, like, do you remember the Phantom of the Opera monkey musical box that I have.
We went on a trip before and we found a music, but and if I can find a picture, I'll put it on screen. If not, don't worry about it. But it was a little monkey music box from Phantom of the Opera, and me and Edgar were almost fighting over this thing because we both saw it at about the same time, but we went ahead and let Edgar get it. But that's some of those things like you see and you just impulsively spend money. Mm-hmm. You're not trying to. You see that and there's no saving. There's no saving whatsoever.
No,
so.
And dude, it's like every time you go, you're gonna find something different. Mm-hmm. I'll send you a picture of the Terminator endoskeleton from Sideshow, and that's like a metal / resin bust or statue, and they wanted like $600 for it. It's something that I almost bought it but didn't. And when we went, the first thing I do is go back to where I saw it behind these glass bookshelves, and it was gone. Yeah. I love McKay's. I think it's one of the greatest stores, and thankfully it's only like 30-ish minutes.
It's very close.
And so it's like, I love it. It's got everything you want. And before my sister's wedding, I took my cousin. Shout out to Ish. We went and I bought more comic books that, dude, it's just, you just don't know. I love McKay's.
Yeah, same here. I've spent a lot of time just browsing around, not spending any money. I've spent a lot of time taking things to sell for in-store credit to just repurpose and buy other old movies and stuff like that. But McKay's is a gem. I want you guys to let us know how you like the McKay's trip. If you want us to ever go back, that's definitely a place that we would probably revisit because the inventory is always changing. So we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you guys hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified on when we post. Hit the bell and the notifications. And I'll tell you that I am thoroughly enjoying this series. I know Edgar is too. It's kind of all we talk about. So if you guys have any places that you want to see us hit up next, let us know in the comments. And as always, stay geeky. We'll see you next time.